We all know there's challenges there, but these guys just get on with the job in hand. Sean's been brought in. He sat in here in December saying, I'm going to hang around until I get a Premier League job because I think I'm worthy of another one. People categorise me in a certain way, but I think that's unfair. I play a certain brand of football that's not the way people think. I play the resources that I have, but I also don't play the way people think I do. So I'm going to get another Premier League job, and I'm going to wait around until such a time as I do. I'm going to back myself, and when I get it, I'm going to make a success of it. Boom. Okay, you've kept him in the division. Now you need to build on it.
Yeah, he talked last night, though, about giving an indication that there would be more sort of grinding out. They're not going to be turning into Manchester City anytime soon. They've got to cut their cloth accordingly, he suggested.
Well, the only reason Manchester City are Manchester City is because they've got a unique manager and an ability to be able to buy the best players. If Sean Dyche had the ability to buy the best players, you might find a different style of football. But right now, they haven't got that resource.
They're going to get into this cycle where they hire a manager, they get very excited, they stay up. Then after 6 months of the following season, it's not going well. They're not playing the football that they want, so they end up getting on their manager's back, and then they fire him, they bring somebody else in. It's just a circle of firefighting.
But you could point that accusation at a variety of football clubs.
Absolutely.
That's the very nature of the sense of entitlement that football fans have about what they have the right to see.
It's not a sense of entitlement, though. It's a dream. You want to be able to believe in a football club, and at the moment they can't do that.
But you also have to balance emotivity with pragmatism and accept where you are at certain moments of time. We all want to play and watch beautiful football, but sometimes it's not available to us.
Is it viable?
There's always an expectation, though. There's an expectation at Everton to play beautiful football and to compete.
Did you play beautiful football when you were there?
I'd like to think we did there.
It was a level.
I was lucky to be a part of a group that had been successful previously.
Yeah.
And it was a changeover period. The club was evolving. Colin Harvey had come in and he bought lots of big name players. Some of the players were coming to the end of their careers. The likes of Peter Reid were moved on before I got there. So it was kind of a...
You've got a close attachment with that club, haven't you?
Oh, for sure. I think the fans there are quite incredible. The one thing I recognised there when I first went, I was asked to watch, actually. I signed there as a big money signing. Ratcliffe and Watson were playing. And the manager said, sit in the stand and learn. And I thought, well, hold on. I had Manchester United chasing me. I had Nottingham Forest. I had everybody that was anybody. And suddenly I'm in the stand. So it was difficult. But when I came in, I put my foot into a tackle and the Evertonians responded. And I realised if I give 100% to this lot, they'll give me it in bucket loads back. So the fans are pretty special there. And look, they've got to build and they've got to find the right players to do it. I think the manager is the right call. It does trouble me that he's trying to say, we're going to have to grind games out because there is an expectation to play good football. They showed they could play good football against Brighton just a few weeks ago. There are good players there, but they need to get strikers in. Calvert-Lewin's been injured so much this season.
Too much.
I mean, 15
I feel sorry for him.
They only scored 15 goals at home before yesterday.
You don't feel sorry for him?
I do not feel sorry for him in the slightest because I think he's a lightweight.
You think he's a lightweight?
I think he embodies everything that's wrong.
His body's just giving up on him.
His
body's just giving up on him.
I think his mind's giving up on him as much as his body.
No.
Listen, we all have different views on these things, but I think come with the hour, come with the man.
That's cruel. That's cruel.
I think it's objective
and shows
thinking.
No empathy at all.
Well, I don't need to show any empathy because I'm not sitting in the sentimental gang. What I'm sitting in is the real gang where you've got an outcome.
But now you're giving the wrong side of your personality. That's not you, Simon.
No, it's not. No, it is because I look at players like Calvert-Lewin. Honestly, Martin,
there's nothing more hurtful for a player who cannot play because he's injured.
We cannot play for a variety of reasons, and his contribution at times when he was playing was very useful. I'm suggesting the same things I've suggested before, that some players are quite comfortable being injured.
Well, I don't believe he's one of those. I think he's tried everything he possibly could.
We can agree to disagree.
I think physiologically he's got a few major issues. I think that's sort of been the problem in his career. I mean, I spoke to a couple of the coaching staff at Everton. They said they've done everything they can to try and get him right, and it just doesn't quite work.
If you were in the trenches, you wouldn't have Calvert-Lewin with you, and neither would you disingenuous swine.
No. Repetitive injury for the hamstring is an absolute nightmare. You don't know when it's going to strike.
I am desperate to ask you, Simon, about whether or not you think that Moshiri can come back in any way, shape or form, and how he continues as the Leicester owner here, bearing in mind...
The Everton owner, yeah.
The Everton owner here. How he continues as the Everton owner here, bearing in mind that the toxicity of the relationship between the board and the fans.